Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you to the West Valley College 2009 Commencement Ceremony. It's okay. It's okay. We're very proud that you've joined us for this institution's 45th Annual Commencement Ceremony. As the Vice President of Student Services, I would like to introduce you to the Associated Students President, Mr. Stephen Brazeau.
I pledge allegiance. Oh, I'm sorry, please stand. Getting ahead of myself. I pledge allegiance to the flag and the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Be seated.
You may be seated. Thank you, Mr. Brazeau. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the President, West Valley College, Dr. Phil Hartley.
Good afternoon, graduates. My first very pleasant duty is to introduce you to the members of our commencement platform party. If, as I read your names, if you would stand and wave to the folks so they can welcome you. First, I'd like to introduce Chad Walsh, a member of our Board of Trustees. Adrian Gray, a member of our Board of Trustees. Buck Polk, a member of our Board of Trustees. Chris Stampolis, member of the Board of Trustees. Chris Constantine, the Vice President of the Board of Trustees. Robert Owens, Board Member of the Board of Trustees. Dave Fishbaugh, Vice President of Instruction. Angelica Bangle, the President of our Academic Senate. Chuck Page, the Mayor of Saratoga. Jack Lucas, the President of the Board of Trustees. Laurel Kinley, the President of our Classified Senate. John Hendrickson, the Chancellor of the West Valley Mission Community College District. Ernie Smith, our Vice President of Student Services. Michael Renzi, our Vice President of Administrative Services. Maria Nikolaeva, our Trustee Award winner. Min Win, our valedictorian. Sarah Ochoa, our Student Trustee from West Valley College. And Stephen Brazeau, President of the Student Senate. For this year's commencement, 2009, we have a graduating class of 533 students for both fall and spring semesters. There are many more students who petitioned to graduate, who have been approved, however, have chosen not to participate in today's commencement ceremony. Befitting our open access and open opportunity for all citizens of our great country to participate in higher education, our youngest graduate today is 18 years old and will be receiving a degree in liberal arts with honors. Our oldest graduate is 69 years old and will be receiving a certificate in massage therapy. Of the 533 graduates, 349 are female and 180. And that's the reason the 184 male students are here. 58% of our graduates today received GPAs of 3.0 or above. And 24 graduates this year have a straight 4.0 perfect GPA. It gives me great pleasure to introduce someone that I've worked very closely with for the past number of years. living in this beautiful city of Saratoga. Mr. Chuck Page was born and raised on the East Coast. Chuck attended Fairfield University and Ramapo College in New Jersey. He graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics and a Bachelor of Science in Administration. He worked for IBM over 15 years in a number of capabilities, including programmer and systems analyst. He went on to work for Microsoft as a regional director in Los Angeles. He moved to Northern California in 1996 and has worked for several firms in the Bay Area in the technology and sustainability fields. Chuck has lived in Saratoga since 1998 with his wife Mary and his two daughters, Lindsay and Megan. Since then, since his becoming a part of Saratoga, he has become a recognized community leader. He serves on a number of community boards and advisory committees, which I won't list for you. And in 2006, he was elected to the Saratoga City Council. I know Chuck is a fellow Rotarian who is very well known and very well honored for his hard work on behalf of the community, for his energy, his positive attitude, and his great sense of humor. Join me, would you please, in welcoming the Mayor of Saratoga, Chuck Page. Chuck?
Thank you, Phil. I didn't know that it was me for a minute there. I'd like to welcome, first of all the visitors, family members, the faculty, and most especially the graduates today. Saratoga is known as a jewel in the Silicon Valley. Nestled up against the hills, we have several magnificent estates. We have Villa Montalvo, we have the Mountain Winery, and I know a few of you may have attended a concert or two there, and Hakone Gardens. And I encourage everyone to visit these great places because they are what give us a uniqueness in the Silicon Valley. Now, each of you are graduating today, and you may have read that there's a bit of a down economy. I know that we've, some of the euphoria from November may have ebbed in a little bit, but don't worry, it's not done yet. We're going to get out of this thing, and it's going to be up to you. Because I know that the best or the most successful entrepreneurs come out of the worst economic times. Now, whether they're the best or the most successful, I'm not 100% sure, but there's certainly, they tell in the greatest stories for the longest amount of time. IBM started during a down economy, and what the founders did was hire engineers to count bolts. He didn't pay them very much, but they ended up making a very great company. So I know that you're all, with the great ideas you've got, and here in Silicon Valley, which is just a nesting area for unique entrepreneurial companies, you have the opportunity to go ahead and do whatever you want to do, whether it's contributing in the arts, contributing to business, contributing to your own special idea. I encourage you to do that. There's a couple of things I'd like you to remember as you go forward. One, community is what keeps us going. Community is the foundation of America. So please, participate in your community, help out, get engaged in projects, create a project, go and help. I know you've all done that to get to the point that you're at today. Please don't forget it. As you go through your time after graduation, some of you go on to other schools, some of you will do different things. I want you to remember that life isn't always fair, but it's still pretty darn good. I think that the other thing that I'd like to leave with you is to relish every single birthday. And I know that some of you have had a few, but relish every single birthday that you've got because the alternative's a whole lot worse. So go out to do great things. I know you will. You've got a great basis for whatever you choose to do, and enjoy life. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. It's now my pleasure to reintroduce you to the Chancellor of the West Valley Mission Community College District, John Hendrickson.
Hi, good afternoon, and let me tell you, it's my pleasure to be a part of this program. And as we have been welcoming the Mission West Valley College Board of Trustees, but we also need to assure that we welcome the tremendous faculty that teach at West Valley College, our support staff, our alumni, the many friends and family who are gathered here at this moment, but most especially the 2009 graduates. My name again is John Hendrickson, Chancellor of the West Valley Mission Community College District. I am delighted to join this celebration, which is a celebration of your achievements, the graduates, and your promise. West Valley College has seen many remarkable successes during these past few years, and you've seen them. Due to the sustained and student-focused efforts of your teachers, college support staff, and administration, West Valley College has benefited from new classroom construction, beautification of college grounds, major growth in courses taught, active student government and clubs, an award-winning student newspaper, outstanding intercollegiate sport teams, and the list goes on. The creative abilities and the knowledge of this graduating class and those of your contemporaries will determine the magnitude and extent of American prosperity in the 21st century and will help to shape the condition of people worldwide. You will doubtless foster advances in public service, health, science, the arts, business management, and many other fields. But technical proficiency in your chosen career is not enough. Knowledge and technology are simply tools that, unless guided by a set of ethical standards, are of very qualified value. Enjoy today's graduation. You certainly have earned this major milestone event. Along the way, you've been supported by your family and your friends. I strongly encourage that you guide your actions and your thinking in the future by ethical standards of service to others and protection of our environment. Invest yourself in your work, your education, and your relations. Joy comes from giving, not from receiving. I offer you all of my congratulations, and I wish you success in your life and in your chosen careers. Congratulations. It is my pleasure now to introduce to you again the President of the West Valley Mission Governing Board, Dr. Jack Lucas.
Good afternoon. It's my honor and privilege to award this year's Trustee Award to a West Valley College student and to introduce her to the audience. This year's recipient of the board's award is Maria Nikolaeva. Did I get that right, Maria? I worked on it. Before Maria speaks to you, what I would like to do is just tell you a little something about her. Each year, the Board of Trustees presents a monetary award to an outstanding student who has accomplished much, been an inspiration to others, and displayed tremendous potential. It is never easy to select just one student for the award. But this year's reward is Maria Nikolaeva. She exemplifies our criteria on all counts. Maria is an individual who is enthusiastic, involved, and active in all aspects of life. She has been a student at West Valley College for 2 years, majoring in anthropology, economics, and geography. She maintains a 3.84 grade average. Maria participates fully in campus life. She is the president of the business club. She is active in the Associated Student Government, sits on the executive board as secretary. She is a student representative to the district's bond oversight committee, which this committee oversees major H expenditures. Perhaps the most visible major H expenditure is just on the other side of campus, where we used to, 2 years ago, we held the graduation, the Michael Fox building. There are many other projects which Maria, as part of that team, supervise. Her campus activities are almost too numerous to mention. The book drive, campus renovation models, interclub council, career center, the powwow. We've even seen her at Board of Trustees meetings. Must have been a slow television night
those nights. Maria is active in community life too, working with the Red Cross, the Breast Cancer Society, beach cleanup, and the Second Harvest Food Bank, just to name a few. And if that isn't enough, she's employed as a personal assistant to an interior designer. And now I would like to introduce this year's recipient of the Trustees Award, Maria Nikolaeva.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, friends, family, graduates, and of course, the few strangers that inevitably always show up. Yes, I know we have a nice new lawn. I struggled trying to fill in the space on the paper, but kept thinking, write it like a speech. But to me, it was still an essay. And in traditional essay writing manner, I have mastered the tool of procrastination and can inform you that this speech was undoubtedly written the night before at 2 a.m. And no, Miss Gola, I didn't use MLA. I stand here before you right now, wondering where you will all go from here. But in fact, I already know. Yes, some of you will become doctors. Yes, some of you will become lawyers. Heck, some of you may even be the crazy guy pulling his hair out on Wall Street. Yet a select few will go to college, drop out, and become Bill Gates. Go to college, succeed, and may become the first female president. And finally, there are those of you who will strike fame and fortune either through American Idol or by ripping off investors like AIG. In both cases, you will go to jail since Guantanamo Bay will soon be closed. Yet, with all of your prospects for the future, one thing is certain. As former President Bush said, rarely is the question asked, is our children learning? And I'm here today to tell you that we, the graduating class of 2009, is not only learning, but consistently aspiring to thrive and be better. To be a better student, a better friend, a better worker, and definitely a much better speaker than Bush. Because in today's world, a world of money-hungry capitalists and free trade, a crumbling economy, poverty, illegal immigrants, socialist ideas, and of course the ever-present threat of combustion through global warming, our fears of not only the real world, but even our own bubble have heightened. And this pivotal time in our society is a turning point, a place to stop, rest, analyze, and make decisions that will start to move the country forward instead of into the ground. And we, moments away from being alumni, can be that force. What we take away from here will serve us well in our next step to either jump into the workforce or attain a higher diploma. Either way, West Valley, a stepping stone to greatness, will hardly ever fade into the background. Some will remember West Valley for its curricular programs from which you received your degree. Some will remember the amazing people who have entered into your lives along the way. Some, the clubs and activities. I mean, how can anyone forget Cupcake Madness on AGS fundraising days? Yet others will remember the faculty that has catapulted your success and internal drive for human capital. For me, that teacher is Joe Hasty, the only one to open up the world without ever stepping outside the classroom. It is because of you and your slaughtered peanut butter and jelly sandwich that has perpetuated my ambition to know the world around me. And of course, Miss Donahue, the First Lady of the Campus Center, and ultimately mom to the students that gather there. Thank you for the inspiration, the push, the positive energy, and the constant support. However, I do not think anyone will remember anything so vividly or with as much passion as the extra 2-minute walk around the construction fence on Campus Walk. West Valley is a network of interlocking, meandering subjects, people, and most importantly, ideas. The main attraction is not the beautiful campus, except for the lawn, or the U.S. record for the hottest student body at a community college, although we are all leaving. But it is the diversity of opinions, the multitudes of resources, and the feeling you get when you step on campus. Acceptance. Acceptance of your morals and ideals, your background in religion, your style, and maybe your humor. Ambitions and dreams, The only thing that's just about not acceptable on this campus is wearing a Ducks jersey during playoffs. It seems that our time here just started. All the community service and fundraising, midterms and dead weeks, the rushing to class, staying up late or staying up all night, and the endless book lines have finally come to an end. Well, at least until we go off to college and do it all over again. Maybe in the hopes of not waiting until the last minute to finish or even start a project. But now, we have mastered the first juncture of college and know how to manage our time. I mean, except for that Sunday you went to the beach instead of writing that paper. We now know that extra credit really means extra work, and finding a teacher who gives it is extra difficult. We now know that which teachers will let you talk to them into giving you an extension, and which ones can challenge in class. We are smarter, older, wiser, better. We are known as the self-entitled generation, but I believe this should be a celebrated title, because through self-driven determination, not only do you perpetuate yourself to destined greatness, but learn something new about yourself and your internal priorities, hopefully gaining the insight to give back, contribute to society, and overcome apathy towards people and things that seem foreign. It's a remarkable moment in time right now, and we are on the cusp of stepping out into a world of responsibilities and deadlines. And it's a good thing that we have now the necessary tools to not only overcome, but to indulge in our future professions. The only thing that's standing in between you and your final handout is me. And so I can continue here and tell you why you should sit a little straighter, smile a little brighter, and get ready for the next leap forward. And although that might be appropriate, what I really want you to do is grab your sunglasses and head for the beach. Celebrate the sunshine and the potential with each day. Because, as Aristotle once said, there has never been a great genius without a bit of madness. Thank you and congratulations.
Maria, thank you very much for your comments, and don't leave for the beach just yet. But until you get the degrees. At this time, on behalf of the Board of Trustees of the West Valley Mission Community College District, I would like to award you with this year's Trustee Award for Outstanding Service. I am supposed to introduce our Vice President of Instruction, Mr. Dave Fishbaugh. Sorry, Dave.
Choosing a valedictorian this year was especially difficult. College-wide, as you've heard, there were 24 students who achieved a perfect 4.0 grade point average. And of the applicants for this academic honor, there were 3 who met all the criteria with only slight differences. Therefore, before I introduce our valedictorian for this year, I would like to introduce you to 2 other outstanding students whose qualifications and academic performance at West Valley College certainly earned them recognition as academically best in their class. When I call your name, would you please stand and be recognized? Megan Bright. And Jonathan Norris. Thank you, Megan and Jonathan. Please, for a moment, think about where you were 4 years ago. Were you living in the United States? Were you an English speaker? Had you ever flown in a plane? Had you ever driven a car? Had you ever heard of West Valley College? For our valedictorian, Min Nguyen, the simple answer to these questions is none of the above. Min Nguyen and his family emigrated from Vietnam in 2005. He graduated from Yerba Buena High School 2 years later, and luckily, he was recruited by West Valley's EOP&S program and convinced he should attend here. EOP&S is an acronym for Extended Opportunity Programs and Services. It is a state-funded program that serves the educational and financial needs of disadvantaged students. Mr. Nguyen is an exemplar of what EOP&S and the California community colleges can do to assist student success. Min began his academic career at West Valley somewhat tentatively, starting with a half-unit to orientation to college course, and then a course called College Survival Skills. And survive he has. His cautious beginning was quickly followed by a steady succession of semesters with 16-unit and 17.5-unit course loads. Each semester, he completed one or more laboratory science courses. His 4.0 grade point average in his first full semester brought him Dean's List and honors standings, and as we now know, it was no fluke. The hits just kept coming. Min Nguyen has earned A's in every course since then and stands before you now as the valedictorian of the class of 2009. Before he turns 20 years old this August, Min will have earned more than 90 semester units at West Valley College. Now, just to stay a little more busy, Min has worked this year in the EOP&S office and tutored West Valley students 18 hours a week, and also recently volunteered at the Saratoga Retirement Community. Min will continue his education at the University of California, Davis, and major in chemistry. He's been awarded a UC Regent Scholarship and other academic awards from West Valley College. His further ambition is to enter pharmacy school at UC San Francisco, where he expects to earn a doctorate and become a pharmaceutical scientist. Min, whatever you do with your splendid academic prowess, your potential, and your tireless work ethic, we thank you for the time you have spent among us here at West Valley College. You do us all proud. I introduce you to Mr. Min Nguyen, valedictorian for the class of 2009.
Thank you, Mr. Fishball, for your introduction. And good afternoon, President Hartley, the Board of Trustees, families, members, friends, the class of 2009, of course. 4 years ago, when my family immigrated to the United States, I was fearful because I didn't know what my life would be like in another country. And I didn't want to leave my grandparents and all of my friends. And also because I had never been on an airplane before. What if it fell in the middle of Pacific Ocean? But thank God for letting me land safely, and I quickly grew to enjoy living in America and learning about my new culture, especially the food, which is very delicious. And when I went to high school, I was fearful that I wouldn't be able to graduate because I was behind in terms of units and language. Every day I studied after school. I took additional summer classes. I worked very hard to master my English and other subjects. And the key was that I never gave up, so I finally graduated on time with something called magna cum laude. At the time I entered West Valley, I was fearful again because college life wouldn't be as easy as high school, as you all know. And I would have to be on my own and worry about many things, from finances to transportation, time management to all the graduation requirements. And learning and growing, I became familiar and adapted to this friendly community. And finally today, as a graduate, I am very happy and honored to represent you, my fellow classmates. And right now I'm facing perhaps one of my greatest fears. you may guess, public speaking. As I transfer to UC Davis, I am once again fearful what new experiences and challenges await me. But because I have met and overcome my previous fears, I know that I will react the same way to these new challenges. And West Valley College has taught me that when I meet my fears with hard work and a positive attitude, I can conquer them. And you have learned the same lessons. My major at West Valley is biology, and I am a big fan of Charles Darwin, who said, it is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is the most adaptable to change. With the knowledge, the experience, and the practical skills taught by our dedicated professors and caring counselors in this friendly community, we shall be successful. And we shall survive as the strongest men and women in terms of knowledge, experience, and desire. And today is not the end, but just the beginning of our journey to a new life, the life of education, the life of prosperity, the life of dignity, and the life of greater happiness. Right now, I want to say thank you to my parents and grandparents for their unconditional support. Thanks to my friends and coworkers for their motivation. Special thanks to my professors and counselors, all the staff of West Valley College, and all of its services, especially EOP&S, Tutorial Center, Transfer Center, and Financial Lab. Thank you so much for everything you have done for us. And finally, congratulations you, the class of 2009, and good luck everyone. Thank you.
Men, it is our great privilege to present to you the award Valedictorian for Outstanding Achievement, Class of 2009. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the President of the West Valley College Academic Senate, Dr. Angelica Bangle.
Yes. Okay. Good afternoon. As we bring this academic year to a close, we join you, graduates, in celebrating our college accomplishments. And I am honored to present the faculty and classified staff recognition recipients. The 2009 Excellence Award recognized faculty members for their outstanding contributions. And the recipients are Tim Kelly, History and Political Science, and he was recognized for teaching excellence, publications, Randy Fujishin, Communication Studies, service to the college, Denny Bersinski, Mathematics, and Carol Pavan, Counseling. Associate Faculty, Helen Pivek, Educational Transition Counseling. This year, we also awarded for the first time ever a Lifetime Achievement Award, which was presented to Michael Heroff, Counseling and Articulation, for his 34 years of outstanding service, dedication, and strong leadership. I also would like to briefly recognize the 2009 Oak Tree Award The tree stands for totally remarkable and extraordinary employee. And the recipients are Laurel Kindley, Classified Senate President, Paula Pritchett, Admissions and Records, Scott Ludwig, Multimedia Operations, and Rick Lee, College Budget and Planning. As I bring my role as the Academic Senate President and faculty spokesperson to a close, I would like to thank the faculty, the Board of Trustees, administration, and classified staff who made the last 4 years an enriching experience. A special thanks to the classified and confidential employees who have supported the academic community. I could not have been more fortunate to have worked with and represented outstanding faculty who include lawyers, social scientists, historians, political and business analysts, field practitioners, top artists and musicians, psychologists and counselors, scientists, mathematicians, athletic trainers, and many more state and nationally recognized faculty. I hope I have served you with respect and integrity. For our graduates, I hope as you complete this part of your academic and career journey, you will cherish the quality education we have been committed to provide you at West Valley College. Thank you.
Another retiree is Dr. Phil Hartley, and I would like to bring him back to the podium.
You know, I've attended 36 college commencements, either as a member of the faculty or college administration. I want to tell you that I've loved them all, including this one, which will be my last, due to my impending retirement of this truly, truly outstanding college. Now, I have to tell you, in a disappointed voice a little, that since President Obama was already booked by Notre Dame, and Mrs. President was snapped up by UC Merced, that I would ask you to indulge me instead to make a very, very short commencement address. What I'd like to do is tell you a short story, one short story, and provide you with 2 pieces of personal advice that you hopefully will find useful. The story I learned from a fellow psychologist at University of Texas. It's a story of the great Blondine. In 1859, the great Blondine, who was a daredevil showman, who had devoted his whole life to high wire acts from the age of 9 years old, announced to the world that he intended to cross Niagara Falls on a tightrope. He would be the first man to do so. 100,000 people, including the Prince of Wales, gathered to watch this endeavor. Halfway across the falls, Blondine suddenly stopped in the middle of the cable, steadied himself, backflipped into the air, landed squarely on the rope, and continued safely to the other side. During that year, Blondine crossed the falls again and again, once blindfolded, once carrying a stove which he used to fix some eggs which he ate halfway across the falls, once in chains, and once on a bicycle. Just as he was about to begin another season of crossing the falls, he announced that he would cross the falls, this time pushing a wheelbarrow. He turned to the assembled crowd and shouted, "Who believes I can cross the falls pushing a wheelbarrow?" Every hand in the crowd went up. Blondine pointed to one man in the audience. He said, "Do you believe that I can do this?" "Yes, I believe you can," said the man. "Are you certain?" said Blondine. "Yes," said the man. "Absolutely certain?" "Yes, absolutely certain." "Thank you," said Blondine. "Then, sir, would you please get into the wheelbarrow?" Now, like the man in the crowd, you have learned and feel like you know a lot today. But also, like that man, there are times in your life when knowing things won't matter as much as whether or not you get into the wheelbarrow. In my experience, getting into that right wheelbarrow in life is directly related to learning two lessons not taught in any of your traditional college classes. The first is this: to like yourself. To like yourself is the real reason to always do your best at everything you undertake, no matter how small it seems at the time. And that is the real reason to make decisions that you personally will be proud of in the future. You will like yourself more for it. There's an old joke that goes, not very funny, but that goes, no matter where you are, there you are. The person that you're with most in life is yourself. And if you don't like yourself, you're always with somebody you don't like. I also know, as someone trained in psychology, that if you don't like yourself, you will not much like others either. It has been my personal experience that those that do not have a positive self-image are generally very unhappy people, and who seem to perpetually spend their time criticizing, attacking, and denigrating others. During my last high school and my first year of college, I worked at an office supply and gift store in the little town that I lived. It was an after-school job, you know, like most after-school jobs, not very exciting, paid minimum wage, and the owner was kind of a gruff, older, individual, not much on the warm and fuzzies. But I did my best, and I found things to do without being asked that benefited the store and its customers. The income was very essential to me as a college student because I was working my way through college, like many of you. So you can tell that I was very dismayed when I found out that the owner was retiring and the store was closing in 2 weeks, and I was about to lose my job. What I did not know, though, at that time, was that the owner had already called some other business owners in the town and recommended that they hire me. What actually happened then was that in the week before the store closed, I received a call from another store in town asking me to come to work for them. The point is, always do your best because you do not know who is watching. You also cannot, at any point in your life, connect the dots as you look at your life forward. You don't know where the dots are going to lead. Steve Jobs, one of the founders of Apple Computer, describes how after he dropped out of Reed College, he still hung around campus and snuck into and unofficially attended classes that caught his interest. One class he attended was calligraphy, which he loved. Years later, building the first Apple computer in his garage with Steve Wozniak, he used this knowledge to develop the wonderful array of proportional fonts that every single personal computer in the world now uses. You never know what's going to be beneficial to you or useful to you in the future, so grasp every opportunity you can to learn new stuff that you find interesting and do a great job at any task you undertake. The second characteristic that you want to work on is to find work that you love. You will spend most of your adult life working at something, so the trick is to find something that you find fulfilling and fun. Like the proverbial princess, princess fairy tale, you have to kiss a lot of frogs, to find the prince of a job that you want. But keep looking and don't settle. Continuing education is a useful aid in this search. Now, I know that some very famous and successful people dropped out of college, like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, to name a couple. But I have to remind you that the other 1.6 million students who dropped out of college that same year as those guys didn't fare quite as well, as Steve and Bill. So make a lifelong commitment to education, not only for you, but for the generations that will follow. For myself, while I was in college, I remember my search like you through the various departments and disciplines, looking for that perfect fit, so that when I finished college, I would know what I was going to do. And as I reached the end of college, my senior year, with increasing anxiety, I kept asking, what am I going to do after college? Finally, in the last semester of my senior year, I suddenly realized what I really loved: college. Gates hated it. I loved it. So I applied to graduate school so I could continue to go to college and complete every degree level available. I loved college because it involved, I got to continually interact, I got to continually learn, meet knowledgeable people, study issues, develop ideas, and of course eat cafeteria food. So after graduate school, when the University of California said, well, that's it, Phil, no more degrees, you're out of here, I went, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? The thing I love is college. Well, here I still am, 36 years later. And it's been great. It's a great, wonderful feeling, I will tell you, to get up every morning and love the fact that you're about to go do what you're going to do. Watch for that, search for that, don't settle. So there you go. Like yourself, then of course treat others as you would treat yourself, and find your wheelbarrow. You will know it when you see it. Just have the courage to step in. It'll be a great ride, I promise. Thanks very much. At this point, it's my great pleasure to introduce you to one of my colleagues I've enjoyed working with so much over the last 5 years, President of our Classified Senate, Laurel Kinley.
Thank you, President Hartley. Well, congratulations to all the graduates and certificate recipients. I am proud to represent the classified staff at today's exercises, and I extend to you our warmest wishes. Although today is a day for recognizing your many achievements, it's a special day also for your family and friends. Those assembled here today have supported and encouraged you, helping to make your success a reality. So, as is our tradition here at Commencement, we would like to invite you to stand, turn around, find those loved ones, and give them a big round of applause today for all they have done to help you realize your goals. Stand up. Turn around.
Will the recipients of the certificates please stand at this time?
Dr. Hartley, Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure and honor to present the certificate recipients for 2009 and certify that on behalf of our distinguished faculty that they have completed all the program requirements as defined by the state of California and the West Valley College Mission Community College District.
By the authority given to me by the state of California and on behalf of the West Valley Mission Community College District Board of Trustees, it is our pleasure to confer upon you a certificate of completion in your specific program. Congratulations. Awardees, you may now be seated.
Will the candidates for the associate degree please stand? The moment we've been waiting for, so this is great. It is my pleasure and honor as West Valley College Academic Senate President to present the class of 2009 to the faculty of West Valley College. It is through your efforts that these accomplished students have completed their requisite coursework as they stand before you to receive their associate's degree. You are commended for your efforts and commitment in assuring that these students meet their educational goals.
Dr. Hartley, Board President Lucas, Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to present the class of 2009 and certify on behalf of the faculty that they have fulfilled the requirements for the associate degree as defined by the state of California and the West Valley Mission Community College District.
By the authority given to me by the state of California and on behalf of the West Valley Mission Community College District Board of Trustees, it is our pleasure to confer upon you the associate degree. Will the candidates please come forward by rows to receive their degrees?
Nice to see you graduating, my son.
Could I have all of the students please stand? Students, you may now move your tassels from your right to your left as college graduates. Congratulations, class of 2009. You may now make noise. Thank you. This concludes our 2009 commencement ceremony.